What's that? Oh, Owl House?
Owl House.
What is it? Oh, a notebook?
It's a sketch pad.
Oh.
Hi, everyone.
Are you giving that to Tony, or are you just taunting him?
Well, I wasn't going to tell him about it, and then I realized he's probably watching this. I was going to give it to him to watch him cry, because, yeah, here you go.
So, Jeremiah, where are you, besides the nondescript hotel room?
Actually, it's a very nice nondescript hotel room, but
if
you can tell,
is what you're trying to say?
The wall is about a foot away from me, so that means I'm in New York. So, in other words, I'm live from New York.
Live from New York. It's Thursday night. So you're at New York Comic Con, right?
Yes.
Not to be confused with Luke, who is there for another Disney press event. So I want to talk a little. So let's go through some of the stuff you saw. So today was day 1 of 4.
Yes. We'll start off with what I had the distinct honor of being the first person to do, because if anybody knows me, if I'm not the first person to do it, it doesn't matter. Was
like a true annual pass holder. Hey,
no, this was definitely, trust me, I've waited longer lines not being a pass holder. Something that popped up on the New York Comic Con app a couple of days ago was the Wonders of Xandar Pavilion. And we knew very little about this. I think I said to you, like, did you know anything about it? And then yesterday, Disney Parks tweeted out the Wonders of Xandar, and that is some photos of it, as a place to go and do a cultural exchange with some of the Sanderians. So, no real idea what it was. I happened to grab, actually, I can show you exactly what I grabbed for my, they were offering a cultural exchange via knowledge or goods. So we get there, get in line. I offered an exchange of the sugar packets from my hotel and 2 of the little Keurig tablets.
Did you just happen to have those with you?
No, they're from my hotel, but
no, I know, but why were they in the convention center? You just bring do you have a roll of toilet paper from your hotel too?
No, because I saw on Twitter that they were that one of the things was the exchange. So I grabbed, random things. I also had a pencil, a golf pencil that I gave to somebody else for the exchange. So we.
One second, I'm gonna mute you and unmute you. Talk again.
Test.
No, not great.
I'm on my headphones, but there is also an air conditioning unit very close to me. So hang on, I will try to go turn off the AC, and if it does anything.
Well, so if you have any questions about anything at New York Comic Con while Jeremiah tries to manage his air conditioning unit, put it in the comments. But I'm looking at these pictures, and I have lots of questions.
Well, I turned it off, but it still hasn't stopped.
No, it's the speaking that's the problem.
Does it sound better?
No. While you wait, I'm going to scan the QR code and see where this takes me.
That one won't take you anywhere. The one on the Zargnuts will take you somewhere.
Oh, okay, hang on.
We waited in line. We spoke with some of the Sanderian people, and I had the distinct honor of explaining to one what I had for breakfast, and I had an omelet for breakfast, so I was explaining to them what eggs are. And think of trying to explain to somebody who has no idea what an egg is. It's essentially a baby chicken that is not born yet. So they were devastated by my descriptions. Went in, did my cultural exchange, explained what I had, and then they show you a QR code to scan that gives you the QR code which is essentially this also. They gave me one so I could have an example. And then it was, okay, head into the break room, which is the picture above that. And I happened to walk in, and there was one of the Sanderians just relaxing, reading his comics. And I spoke with him for a little bit, and then he told me to go over to the vending machine, scan my QR code, and then I got my own Zard nuts. And it has Sanderian on it, front and back, but it also has a Walt Disney World 50th logo on there. I have not, and I don't think that I'll actually eat these. Maybe if I go back tomorrow, I may get another one, just try what they are. But they are
Jim, I want you to
described.
take out your earbuds because this isn't working.
Well, that's me without the earbuds.
Okay, better.
Oh. So yes, I got Zard nuts.
Very nice. So that was like and you also went to the Marvel booth, I guess, since we're talking about booths.
Yes, Marvel booth, very standard for a normal Comic-Con Marvel. They had a large setup, and they'll bring up on stage different. One of the friends of Laughing Place, Brian Crosby, who works with Marvel and worked with Imagineering, was going to teach how to draw later. The real key was the low key and the Black Panther statue or figures that are going to Madame Tussauds. And they are absolutely stunning. The Black Panther, I sent out on our Twitter a video of going up and down it with a black light, and you can actually see it glows all the what would be stitching or adamantium. No.
Vibranium.
Thank you. The other unbreakable metal, vibranium glows on it. It's just really cool. They also had, of course, the shirts that we covered. I think we put that up yesterday with some of the merchandise that's available. And yeah, you can see on his helmet, just stunning.
It's amazing how much this looks like Tom Hiddleston.
Yes.
It's really kind of creepy, actually.
No, and people were like, it was fun to watch people walk up to it and kind of just stare. I mean, the Black Panther one, because he has the full mask on, it could have been somebody that came to life because, that's creepy around here. But it was really neat. And the overall booth is good. They also had the HasLab's Ghost Rider, which I don't know if it's reached its...
Last I checked, it had not.
Yeah, they were hoping that it would by the end of this convention, but they had the full display of it so we could see everything, including this red figure who I don't know who he was. I heard he's supposed to appear in different movies at times, but...
Waka Waka, Waka Waka. It's Mephisto. At
Yes.
first I was like, you're kidding me. And then I realized you are actually kidding me.
Yes.
So let's see here. It's got 5,000 backers and needs 9,000. It's kind of been stuck here for a bit. It's got 25 more days. Goes to Halloween. But let's see what else some things you covered, some things you didn't. But we got some casting announcements for Koala Man for Hulu. Rock Love debuted some new designs. Let's see if I can pull those up. So these are, what is this? Oh, Star Wars rings and necklaces themed to Leia, Padme, Ahsoka, and Grogu. And Marvel fans have an alligator Loki necklace, which is kind of cool.
I was trying to make it over there today, but the New York, anybody who's ever been to New York Comic Con understands that the floor is amazingly large, and I was looking for one booth for probably about 5 minutes before I realized it was on the other side of the convention center. So it was quite entertaining, and this kind of leads into one of the other things I got a chance to do, and that was talk to the cast of Big City Greens, and they were in a room that was built onto Javits Center since I'd been there. So I had no clue where it was. And when I finally made it there, the media folks were like, it's okay. Everybody has sent us the message that they got lost.
So let's talk about Big City Greens. Did they show you this Tower of Terror thing?
They did. It is very cute. And even the cast, I don't think had seen it because it's not really anything with the voice. It's just them making a short. And we were able to see a lot of the different things that they put up. I know that we had put up just about everything. They debuted the trailer, which really isn't a trailer so much as a teaser for the movie. But the Tower of Terror one was really cute. And, you know, wearing the Goofy hat, that was one of those touches that just the entire audience loved.
So you got to hear about the trailer, and you got to talk to the cast. I mean, now I know Tony normally covers the show, but obviously since we can't have everyone in New York City, you know, what is there like one fun fact that you learned while talking to them?
Well, I talked with the creators, and one of the things that, because they just greenlit a fourth season, which is really unheard of for Disney Channel shows because they usually go 3. And we were talking to them about, you know, they were in the mindset that the third season was going to be it. So they wrote the finale for the third season as what could be the season or the show finale. But when they got greenlit, then they kind of actually had to expand some of the stories. And one of the big things that they really were stressing is the movie has nothing to do with the show ending or anything. It is its own entity that will just be a longer as it says in the trailer, a longer version than the episodes.
Interesting.
Yeah, the cast was all a lot of fun. I hadn't had a chance to interact with them since actually the 2019 New York Comic Con when they were coming up on stage and they introduced Owl House for the first time with just some concept art. But everybody that is a cast member loved being there because they really hadn't done anything with in person because of the pandemic. And they were very receptive, and walking up on the stage, you could tell they were all not sure what they were going to expect. And the room was full for both Big City Greens and the Owl House.
Well, that's good to hear. So Owl House, we know they have 4 final sort of specials, like extended specials. The first one debuting, I want to say October 15th. Yep, yes. October 15th on Disney Channel and Disney XD. Now, this show, unlike Big City Greens, is some are saying having a abbreviated conclusion. Mm-hmm. So, you know, what was the cast like for this show?
I didn't get to do a roundtable with them, but on stage. So again, I haven't been to a convention. I went to San Diego Comic-Con, which, you know, you and I both did the Marvel panel, which when the cast comes out, everybody goes crazy. Same with Comic-Con. When the Owl House cast came out, it was like being at a rock concert. I have never, and the video should just be up on our YouTube. I think it just uploaded. Hearing the roar as each of the cast members came out, it was just stupendous. And they were all very excited. You could tell that, again, they hadn't been to a live panel because they started as the pandemic was starting and they're finishing up their final season or their abbreviated final season. They showed us some of the stuff, which was really cute. I have watched Owl House once or twice, but I will definitely catch the finale. The cast were all crying at watching the clip that they showed us. You know, thankfully, for me, it was one of those times where they're like, okay, everybody stop recording. Enjoy this because this is special for you. So it's not on our video, but I got a chance to watch the cast watching the clip and just how happy they were and where everything's going. Owl House, I keep wanting to say Owl City. Owl House is one of those shows that I think has touched so many people since its start that the finale is something that people will be pining for more to come at some point. And I think if Disney Channel or Disney overall is paying attention to the fans, this won't be the last time we see these characters.
Well, and it's nice that they were able to have this moment, because sometimes when a show is kind of pushed off air, whether for whatever reason, they kind of stop promoting it. But it seems like this show, it's still at Comic-Con. They're still trying to, make sure you see the exciting conclusion. And so there's more to come from this one. But yeah, it's an interesting dichotomy, I guess, with Big City Greens. Both great shows in my opinion, but that's that. And then did you go? So I have a question. This is not Disney or Comic-Con related, but on Tuesday night, you went to go see 6.
Yes.
Did you go see 6 again tonight?
I went and saw 6 again tonight.
So you've seen 6 in 2 different cities in a week.
Yes. So Tuesday night, it opened at Dr. Phillips Center. I knew nothing about this show other than it's about the 6 wives of Henry VIII. Literally, the most knowledge that I knew was that. I came out of the show on Tuesday. This show is in my top 5 of all times. So when I got to New York, I was doing the different lotteries, and Phantom is probably my number 1 show. Couldn't get that because it's ending. And then earlier today, I got a notification of, hey, you're standby for lottery, which to me didn't make any sense. But then, if somebody doesn't claim the lottery ticket, you can get it. So I get this email of, you want the lottery ticket, you get it. And then at 7:00, the con had ended. I was watching 6 on Broadway. For those of you who have never done a lottery for Broadway, they usually give you the more obstructed seats, so you don't have the prime view. But I was in the second row on left, just like in awe, because this show, and this is one of those things, again, if the pandemic hadn't happened, I think 6 would have been up there with Hamilton as the musical.
I'm trying to check something. Yep, I'm seeing it in about 6 weeks. See what I did there? In New York. So I'll let you know what I think.
I think you will enjoy it, but I know Alex will come out of it loving it and buying every single bit of merchandise.
Just a quick, that's New York Comic-Con, but since I have you here, you like a place that I like to call Disneyland.
Yes.
We got some news about Disneyland today. I'm sure you guys will cover it plenty on Parks Talk next week, but we got news that Disneyland in terms of parks is going to be the headquarters of the 100th anniversary celebration.
Yes.
So we got to see what Mickey and Minnie are going to be wearing. If you didn't catch them at the Legend Ceremony at Expo. Eventually, nope, that's not it.
But that's what the castle will look like for the 100th.
Yeah, and the castle is going to have these like fountains.
Oh.
See, which to me is the coolest part, because now that the swans haven't been there for Earth element with the water feature, which I would imagine might synchronize with the new Nighttime Spectacular.
I'm really hoping that they filter the water then.
So then you got the fairies there. It's kind of iridescent, or they call it platinum look. Here's Mickey and Minnie in their finest, filmed at this photo taken at the expo.
Yes.
And then can't have it without a sipper and a spirit jersey.
I do love that was part of the announcement. So like, so get excited for this.
Then World of Color 1, which will take through the storytelling legacy of Walt Disney. I'm not quite sure how that differs from any other version of World of Color that takes us through the storytelling of the Walt Disney Company. But alas, here we are. And and then the new nighttime spectacular at Disneyland is going to become It's called Wondrous Journeys. Kind of like they've done recently on select nights. There'll be fireworks. Other nights there'll be projection mapping at Small Mall, Rivers of America, and the castle, obviously, and Main Street itself. So this is presumably, oh, you know what? Originally I was going to say it is. I saw the butterflies, so I presumed it was Encanto, but it looks more like Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, I mean the leaves. I mean, to me, it almost looks like Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, it looks like Sleeping Beauty with butterflies. So I don't know what's going on there. We can see the star that they're adding for this celebration as well on top. And then we got news. So we knew that Toontown was opening in the spring, but Runaway Railway is actually going to open in January. So I guess kind of funneling you in, through the most magical of construction wall alleys. So you'll get a chance to see that. And as we know, Magic Happens is coming back in the spring as well. So we also did get a new image of the queue, which you've been in. But this all starts January 27th.
So
yep,
the shows start on the 27th also, so I should start booking my trip for January 27th out to the Disneyland Resort.
No, not you. You guys stay in Florida. We got stuff to cover there. Because if you come here, that means like everything's going to happen in Florida, and I'm going to be cranky because you'll be there where I have other people, and you'll be.
Yes.
And then finally, not at New York, Disney. Tony covered a press conference for a new animation immersive experience. So if you've done those like Van Gogh immersive experiences that popped up everywhere, kind of like that, except better because it's Disney. Yes, I said Disney's better art than Van Gogh. Sue me. Yeah, so it's going to be starting in Toronto, and then it's going to be coming to other cities, including Cleveland, Las Vegas, Boston, Detroit, San Antonio, Columbus, Denver, Minneapolis, and Nashville.
Anywhere
kind of see the people
being smart, you're fine.
What's that?
Anywhere there is not a Disney park, in other words.
Right, and they say it's going to be coming to Disneyland at some point. Now, I mean, you might, in 47 minutes, very specific. Now, you might say, hey, Immersive Disney, that's just called Disneyland. But these things are a way to have an immersive experience, at your local sort of metropolitan mall that where you can't just necessarily have a theme park. So I'm excited about this. I've done the Van Gogh one. I think I did one other kind of thing that was like this. It's basically taking full advantage of projection mapping. It's not going to, it's not game changing, but it's a fun play thing to do, especially if you're in one of those other cities, even if you're visiting, like if you happen to find yourself in Vegas or, I don't know if you'll find yourself in Cleveland, but
Cleveland rocks. Okay.
You can kind of just take 47 minutes and enjoy a Disney experience, kind of being surrounded by it. The music and magic and illusion of Disney.
Yeah, I did the Van Gogh at the Wizard of Oz Museum out by the Port Canaveral, and they also did a Wizard of Oz bit. And I'd never done one of those full immersive things. And this was definitely a smaller version, but it was very interesting. I can't imagine. I remember when Mike did the Van Gogh in Anaheim, and he was there for the media, so it was very limited. But I saw pictures later of just wall-to-wall people. And to me, that just seems like it kind of defeats the purpose of, hey, you're immersed in it, but you're also immersed, you're staying on Main Street with 1 million people.
Yeah, when I did the Van Gogh, it was like still COVID time, so they had like circles on the ground, which kind of the downside, so you had to stay in your little circle, so it wasn't wall to wall. But the downside is that there's these circles like all throughout the projection show, and they're projecting on the ground too, but now you just see these circles. So I wouldn't say it felt crowded, but it was definitely, I could see how this could become that. I definitely, might not necessarily be an opening day kind of thing. You might want to wait for it to kind of have the popularity roll out so you can be more immersed. But at the same time, when I did it, you could kind of stay as long as you wanted. So, if you feel like you didn't get a moment, you can kind of sit through the loop again, because you kind of enter midstream. It's not like a linear production. So, once you get back to where you started from, you can move on or kind of just sit there as long as you want. I think when I did it, they had like a premium package where you could get like a seat cushion or something like that. But,
I'm sure that it'll come that way, but I see it being one of those, like, sadly we're all in there like this doing everything, but you're supposed to enjoy this. You're supposed to be immersed, not video you know that much of it. I know. I'm looking forward to it. It sounds very interesting, and it's Disney music and visuals, so that's what we live for, literally.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot for me to be excited for this. So tomorrow, looking ahead, you've got a Disney Parks panel, hopefully. American-born Chinese, Mysterious Benedict Society, and some other fun stuff. So we got a full day again tomorrow. So like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And thank you very much, Jeremiah. Get some rest.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm just looking at my lineup of everything. It is definitely a busy day. So we'll have a lot to talk about tomorrow, and then hopefully I'll have some visuals from different booths around, that including the Rock Love stuff, and then we can look closer at those beautiful pieces of art that you can buy.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.